Are you thinking about selling your business? If so, you may have a lot of questions such as, how much is my business worth? Now, for me to properly value a business, I will look at the overall company structure and organization. I will examine the business financials, and I will create a cash flow analysis, all to help me determine the value of your company. So if you're thinking about selling your business, call me for a free business evaluation. I will personally meet with you, I will explain the selling process, and I will answer any questions that you may have. I am licensed by the state of California, and all our conversation is in strict confidentiality. So call me now.
Well, unfortunately and quite suddenly, my sister passed away last November. And in meeting with her attorney and trying to tie up the loose ends of her estate, and part of which was a business that she owned, her attorney suggested Robert to me under Banner Business Sales. And I was happy to have someone to help direct me through the process, because the family did not want to retain the business or operate it. Absolutely, without reservation. I think that it doesn't necessarily matter what kind of a business it is, but the ability for him to step in and handle things for someone who's obviously a neophyte, don't know what they're doing, is very, very much appreciated. Absolutely. It can be very complicated. It kind of reminded me in some ways of a real estate escrow. There are a lot of steps and a lot of components, a lot of moving parts there in the sale of a business that I, frankly, had no experience with or awareness of. And without Robert's help, probably couldn't have achieved it. But in terms of the process and the realities of going through a sale, and kind of orienting someone like me to what you think something's worth versus what someone will pay for it, I was very patient in going through that and talking about how when we find a buyer, there's due diligence to do, there's an escrow process, and all of those detailed steps, which thankfully I didn't have to worry about, and Robert was able to handle. Absolutely. I think without Robert's active involvement in that, there would not have been a sale. I think that any potential deal would have fallen through, because he really was the glue that held it together, whether it was talking to a landlord, the potential buyers, holding the hand of the seller, working intimately with the staff at the business, was absolutely critical to making that happen. Well, probably most importantly is patience. I've already spoken about his experience, so he'd been down this road before numerous times, but having patience with, well, the first group looked like they liked it, but then they backed away. Then there were other people, then evaluating other buyers that really either weren't serious buyers or didn't know what they were getting into, which wouldn't have resulted in a good relationship or a good marriage, if you will. So I think his ability to not give up, not allow me to give up, and get discouraged when something didn't happen immediately. Very pleasant, and Robert was very proactive, actually helping keep me on task, always regularly touching base with me, whether there was a lot to say or a little to say. And I found him to be very, very personable on a personal level, as well as in terms of his business acumen. Very timely, very regular, very transparent. Usually told me reasons behind why certain things were happening or not happening. Just very reassuring. Just getting to know him as someone who is a real person himself with varied interests and very sympathetic personality, and someone who had enough optimism not to give up during the process when it became sort of protracted.